Hello everyone and welcome back to theCUBE's live coverage of the Red Hat Summit here in Atlanta. I'm your host, Rebecca Knight. I would like to welcome to the show Todd Millard. He is VP of Sales, Modern Private Cloud Options Technology. Thanks so much for coming on the show, Todd.
Thank you so much, I appreciate you inviting me.
Yeah, so you just came to Options through the Crossvale acquisition that happened earlier this year. Talk a little bit about the transition and about the combined story and what it looks like.
Very good, thank you so much. Yeah, it's really amazing. Like the culture at Options is exactly what we were looking for. Crossvale's been in the Red Hat ecosystem for many, many years, focusing on containerization and OpenShift. And we built a managed service around that, and Options has been in the FSI market doing a managed service around the infrastructure. So when you put the two of us together, now we have the platform all the way down to the metal, and it's an amazing experience now for the customers. So they get the full stack all the way up into the application stack. So now we can help the customers get everything they need in containers and modernize today.
So you have spent over a decade helping financial services companies get off of their legacy infrastructure. I'm curious about your perspective now as a veteran of this industry. From where you sit today, does this moment feel different to you? Does it feel like business as usual, or does this AI revolution feel like a real change?
No, it is moving fast. It is like really amazing, like what the IT leadership has to deal with today on all the different factors that are happening today. Like if you think about stuff like with VMware and the cost of DRAM pricing, you have the cost of AI infrastructure, even public cloud repatriation, all of these factors all happening at once. People are really having problems trying to figure out how to solve this problem.
There's a lot of headaches out there, and you mentioned them. DRAM prices, Broadcom, VMware repricing, cloud repatriation, AI infrastructure build out. When you are talking to CIOs today, how are they sleeping at night, first of all, but how are they thinking about these problems? Are they trying to tackle them one by one, or are they thinking about them holistically?
Yeah, and I think a lot of them are trying to figure out how to solve this. They're getting into kind of an analysis paralysis. Last year, we walked into the year last year thinking, this is going to be just a phenomenally huge year on the virtualization side. And we saw a lot of companies that were kicking tires, trying to figure things out, and re-signing their VMware contracts to be able to go, I have to figure out what's the best thing that I can do. So I think as we move into, further into 2026, and as we're moving through 2027, there's a lot more decisions that are being made where people are actually making the move. They're seeing that there are great options out there, such as OpenShift Virtualization and OpenShift container platform as one place that they can run their containers, their VMs, and their AI all in one spot. And that's what we're seeing is people starting to make that shift over in droves. And we're seeing it in the numbers with OpenShift as well.
And so it should be more of a single answer to the problem, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, when you take a look at the issues that are going on, you have not only these issues related to, you have a VMware cost increase. You also have the cost of the DRAM price. This is all very focused around what the cost of infrastructure is. But if you just take a look at things related to like how you're architecting a legacy Java app, and you're running this Java app on old JDK, running it in VMware, and if you were to move that app onto OpenShift and you move that into Quarkus, which we're the only app platform Red Hat specialized partner globally, because we've been working on Quarkus for the last 5 years. You move that into Quarkus, and now you drop the cores you need in half. You drop the memory footprint 10 times, maybe 40 times, and when DRAM pricing is the price that it is today, and you have all these other, now you're taking hundreds of thousands of dollars expenses out of this one app that may have cost you several $100,000 to run, and now it can cost you $20,000 when architected right and running on Options Modern Cloud.
Another challenge that companies are having right now are regulatory challenges. Talk a little bit about DORA, how it's affecting your customers, and how they're approaching it.
Yeah, definitely. Like regulations is one of the biggest issues that our customers in financial services are having to deal with when it comes to making this change. Like we talked about, like what are they thinking about? Well, nobody's sitting there thinking, I want to stay on my old legacy platform, but what happens is they have these regulations that they built their entire platform around, and they have to figure out, how do I modernize and I move over to this new platform, but I have to stay within regulations. I have all this compliance I have to deal with. Andorra forcing sovereignty is another major issue. This is a problem for AI, this is a problem for even just running your containers, having to have your infrastructure, have that sovereignty built into it. So it is very important that the CIOs understand, how do I make that move and how do I solve the regulations over on this side? And that's one thing that Options Modern Cloud does. We realized that someone wants containers, AI, and VMs all to run on one platform. They want the compliance guaranteed and taken care of, and we do that in the stack where we guarantee that compliance. And they also want price predictability. This is why we're seeing so much change on the side where people are coming from public cloud, is because egress costs, they don't understand exactly what the costs are going to be. Price predictability is a huge aspect of this.
Sovereign AI, you mentioned that. That is now a board level conversation. What are the questions that you're hearing boards asking that they weren't, say, even a year ago?
Yeah, and AI, the questions are all over the place because you got people in so many different segments of what they're trying to solve for.
And the majority too.
Yeah, and it's really hard to even narrow that down into just saying like, hey, what are the CIOs asking for? I think a lot of people right now, a lot of the CIOs are just trying to figure out, where's the business value? I need to understand the business value. And when I architect it, can we understand that business value and architect it in a space where we're going to have that sovereignty, and we're also going to have lowered risk and the compliance built in. And that is super important, because the business value is one thing, but if you have chaos over on this side, it's impossible for them to go get that business value. So sovereign AI is super important, especially when you think about like people going to public cloud and their data maybe not stay exactly where they want their data. This is what Options Modern Cloud does. We offer on private mine sovereign AI for our financial services clients to be able to solve that problem for them.
So speaking of chaos, you have called the VMware repricing the biggest forced modernization event in a decade. When a customer is facing this kind of renewal, what are the conversations that you're having, and how are you at Options trying to help them think through how to approach it? Yeah,
the biggest issue when it comes to that is really the fear over the migration, right? So it's like, again, they go, I don't like this provider because of this economic thing that they did. Nobody's going, I want to leave VMware because the platform's not good. It's a great platform, legacy platform that's done great over the years. But it's all about, how do I move this in a way that I'm going to be able to get the value out of that move and not spend a huge amount of money on this migration. And that's really where most of the uncertainty comes in. So the questions all come down to, yes, we actually have this platform that we can solve this problem for you, but it really comes down to, how do I deal with that migration? And that's one thing that Options has solved for our customers with we have a factory migration team that takes care of that, and we do this after hours and weekends as well, so they don't have to do this while the banks are open, while FSI is conducting business, while the trading floor is still trading. This can happen after hours and weekends, where we can help them through our factory migration team to solve that problem for them. So we're solving costs, we're solving compliance, we're solving one platform for them to do it all, and then taking care of the migration for them in a way that makes it simple.
Is there a temptation to just swap one hypervisor for another, would you say?
Yeah, I actually have a fun analogy that I use for this. Like, I'll go into this analogy. So like, we all used to love going to Netflix. We all used to love going to Blockbuster and renting a video, right?
Date night.
Yeah, and you go out there, you rent the video, it's very manual, you have to go back, you have to return the video, you have to rewind the video, all of this stuff, but we loved it. And that was just part of our experience. And then Netflix came out. So Netflix comes along as providing digital streaming. And at this point, we're still over here renting videos, but we also have this digital streaming over here. And obviously this is the future, this is the way things are going to go, but what happens is now, let's think of Blockbuster as VMware, it's the legacy way. OpenShift is Netflix, it's the new way. Kubernetes, it's the new way. This is the way you're going to be. So if you're upset with Blockbuster because they 3x'd your price on video rental, why are you trying to go to Hollywood Video and open a new account? You're going to get the same experience.
It's good. Right.
You should be looking at moving to digital streaming and changing that whole pattern instead of going, I'm used to this, let me find this other hypervisor.
There is a narrative out there that cloud repatriation is wholesale, but you have a more nuanced view of this. What do you think is actually happening?
And the reason why cloud repatriation, well, from a financial services aspect of this, a big part of this has to do with where their data is running. So you got that part of it that is the sovereignty issue that they have to deal with from public cloud. The other thing is the bill at the end of the month. If any of you guys out there have seen that bill, can you tell me what every single one of those charges are on that bill? It is almost impossible to understand exactly what that bill is. And people want price predictability. They're looking at the cost of how much they need to run AI workloads, all of that compute, all that stuff going on, and then sit there and go, I don't even know how the cost is going to get out of control. So if they can put it into an environment where they have price predictability, but they get the performance and the sovereignty they need, it solves their problem much better than public cloud. And that's why we're seeing that repatriation.
It's all about price predictability. Yeah. What are the workloads that you see coming back most often, and what are the common threads?
Well, so an interesting one that we see is people that are kind of frustrated with Oracle. So a lot of audits on Oracle, legacy database, you want to run AI, you need to be running your workloads over in containers, and we work with a partner, EDB, that's Enterprise DB Postgres, that has a whole entire solution around getting people out of Oracle and moved over onto Postgres. And you cut your database costs by, in most places, 60%. And then you also are moving over onto containers. So now you actually have this data in a place that you can consume it with AI, use your AI workloads. It's those type of things where people aren't just going, I'm looking at price, they're going, how do I re-architect the technology so I can use the future stuff that I want to use? And save money at the same time.
Well, that's yeah. I'm imagining a lot of customers' eyes lighting up right now. I mean, that is, I think, you've talked a lot about the pain points of customers, the challenges that they're facing. When you are talking to them, what do they most need to hear from you about what you can do for them, would you say?
The three things that we say we can do for them. One, re-platform you into a modern platform where you're going to get your VMs, your containers, and your AI all running in one platform. We are a managed service provider where we run the platform for them. They need no subject matter experts. We use CCSP Red Hat, which is a great method of being able to solve this, so we even can manage the subscriptions for them. So that. Second, compliance. You need a specialized provider that knows financial services. This is all we do, is only financial services. We know how to solve the compliance on the platform wherever you're running it. And we're in 70 data centers globally, in where all the market, all the exchanges are happening, where the trades are happening, as well as on the other side, price predictability. Those are the three things that we're bringing to the table to go, I can solve this for you, the modernization, I can solve the compliance for you, and I can solve price predictability.
A year from now, what would it be, what are the signals that would tell you that a financial services organization got this moment right? When we're here at Red Hat 2027, what will be that moment?
Yeah, the vision is, when you go up and you talk to anybody in financial services a year from now, and you ask them, hey, what are your cloud options? What cloud do you run in? And they take a look at you and go, well, there's 4 options. You got AWS, you got Azure, you got GCP, and you got Options Modern Cloud. Because those are the 4 different options that are out there that everybody knows when it comes to financial services. Options Modern Cloud is specially designed for them. And they go, we choose that because we know it's specialized just for us. That's what we want to be talking about on stage next year.
That's ambitious, Todd. Great to have you on the show, a real pleasure.
Very good, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm Rebecca Knight. Stay tuned for more of theCUBE's live coverage of the Red Hat Summit tomorrow. This is wrapping up day 1. We'll be back here tomorrow with my co-host, Rob Strechay. You're watching theCUBE, the leader in enterprise tech news and analysis.